Everyone thinks they know Jeffrey Epstein, the island, the private jet, the powerful friends. But buried in the 3 million pages the DOJ just released is a story almost no one is talking about. Jeffrey Epstein wasn't just a sex trafficker. He was an arms dealer. In the 1980s, he helped sell Chinese weapons to Iran during one of the bloodiest wars of the 20th century. And decades later, he was still doing favors for foreign powers, arranging private meetings between Western elites and the president of China. I'm James Hartwell. This is Unsealed. In the 1980s, while Iran and Iraq were slaughtering each other in a war that killed over 1 million people, someone was making sure the weapons kept flowing. His name was Douglas Leese, a British arms dealer who sold Chinese weapons to Iran in violation of international law. And according to documents in the Epstein Files, Jeffrey Epstein worked closely with him. The files reveal Epstein's involvement with Norinco, China North Industries Corporation, one of the largest defense contractors in the world. At the time, Norinco was selling everything from rifles to missiles to anyone who could pay. Epstein's role, according to the documents, was as an intermediary, a man who knew how to move money, make introductions, and stay invisible. This wasn't charity work or financial consulting. This was the illegal arms trade, and Epstein was in the middle of it, decades before anyone knew his name. Fast forward 30 years. Epstein is now a billionaire with a private island and a phone full of presidents. But according to recently leaked emails, he never stopped doing what he did best, making introductions that shouldn't happen. In an email to billionaire Reid Hoffman, Epstein bragged that Prince Andrew had spent considerable time with Chinese President Xi Jinping, and then Epstein offered to arrange similar meetings for Hoffman. Think about that. A convicted sex offender was offering to set up private access to the leader of the world's second-largest economy. British intelligence officials have raised concerns that Prince Andrew's relationship with the Chinese leadership, facilitated by Epstein, may have posed a threat to UK national security. The question no one has answered: what did Epstein get in return? Here's where it gets darker. An FBI document from 2020, released in the recent files, contains allegations that Epstein exerted foreign influence on multiple countries, including China. The report, known as Form FD 1023, was based on a confidential source who claimed Epstein wasn't just a criminal. He was an asset. Now, to be clear, no intelligence agency has publicly confirmed that Epstein worked for them, but the pattern is hard to ignore. A man with no college degree becomes a billionaire with no clear source of income. He builds relationships with world leaders, tech moguls, and royalty. He travels freely between countries. And when he finally gets arrested, he dies in federal custody under circumstances that still don't make sense. Was Epstein protected because of what he knew, or because of who he worked for? The official story is that Jeffrey Epstein was a hedge fund manager who became a sex trafficker, but the documents tell a different story. They show a man who spent decades moving between the worlds of finance, intelligence, and international crime. A man who sold weapons to Iran, arranged meetings with Xi Jinping, and built a network of blackmail that reached the highest levels of power. And here's the most disturbing part. The DOJ says no one else will be prosecuted. The files are out, the names are public, and the case is officially closed. Epstein is dead, Maxwell is in prison, and everyone else, the arms dealers, the intelligence contacts, the billionaires who flew to the island, walks free. 3 million pages, and we're only scratching the surface. The arms deals, the China connection, the intelligence question, none of this was in the headlines, but it's all in the files. If you want to understand how deep this goes, who Epstein really was, who protected him, and why no one else will ever be charged, subscribe to Unsealed. We're not done, because these files were sealed for a reason.